All right, welcome. Today, we are going way beyond just twisting wires together. We're going to dive deep into the physics of electricity. The real theory that separates the absolute pros from everyone else. So let's start with a number, $4,000. Yeah, that's what some of these professional electrical theory courses can run you. And that's a number that makes you take a step back and think, whoa, hold on. Can I just learn all this stuff out on the job?
But here's the real question, the one we're really digging into today. Is that $4,000 just gone? Or is it an investment in something way, way more valuable? We're talking about a kind of professional intuition, a sixth sense that lets you actually see the invisible world of electricity.
And building that sense? Well, it all starts by mastering the physics of the trade. It's about being able to visualize the three core forces that run every single circuit. When you really get these, that's when you shift from just guessing at a problem to diagnosing it like a pro. Now, electricity is totally invisible, right? So we need a way to wrap our heads around it. And the single best way to do that is what we call the hydraulic analogy. For the next couple of minutes, I just want you to picture electricity as water flowing through a bunch of pipes. Trust me, this makes everything just click into place. So first up, we have voltage, and in our water world, voltage is the pressure. I want you to imagine a big, tall water tank. The higher that water is stacked up, the more pressure it creates at the bottom, just waiting to push its way out. That push, that's voltage. It's the potential energy just waiting to be unleashed. Okay, so you've got the pressure. Next comes current, which we measure in amps. This is the actual flow, the amount of water that's moving through that pipe. And this is where theory gets real, and it gets real fast. If you try to force too much current, too much water through a tiny little wire or tiny little pipe, you get friction. And that friction creates heat. And that heat, well, that's how you get fires. And finally, number 3 is resistance, measured in ohms. Resistance is anything that restricts that flow. Think of a skinny section of pipe. In the real world, that could be a light bulb, a motor, anything we call a load. So here's the key thing to get. Resistance isn't the bad guy. In fact, resistance is how we put all that electrical flow to work to actually do something useful.
All right, so we've got the big 3 down. Now let's talk about the 2 main flavors of current you're going to run into out in the field. Good old AC and DC.
The difference is actually pretty simple. Direct current, or DC, just flows in one steady direction. Think batteries, your car, solar panels. But alternating current, AC, is totally different. It actually reverses direction, back and forth 60 times every second. That's the power coming out of your wall sockets, the power that runs the whole grid.
Okay, you ready for this one? We're about to tackle one of the absolute biggest myths in the entire electrical trade. And I'm telling you, when this clicks, it is a total aha moment. You've heard it a million times. I've heard it, you've said it, I've said it. It's on every job site, in every classroom. It sounds right, it sounds simple, and most people think it's the absolute truth. But it's not the full story. And just relying on that simple little phrase can actually be pretty dangerous. The reality is a little more complicated and a whole lot more important. So here's the real law. Get this. Electricity doesn't just look for one easy path. It's kind of lazy, sure, but it's not picky. It will take every single path it can find to get back to where it came from. The amount of current that goes down each path just depends on how hard it is. So yeah, more current will go down the easy path, but some of it is still going to go down all the harder ones too. And this right here is why deep theory isn't just trivia. It's a matter of life and death. The entire reason we have grounding and bonding is because of this law. We intentionally create a super easy, low-resistance path to ground. Why? So that if something goes wrong, the vast majority of that dangerous current zips down that easy path, bypasses your body completely, and trips the breaker. Your body is just another path, and this knowledge is what makes sure it's the one electricity doesn't want to take. So how does all this theory stuff actually make you money in the real world? Let's talk about a classic service call, flickering lights. So picture 2 different electricians showing up. The first one, the parts changer, hears flickering lights and just starts swapping out the breaker, hoping that fixes it. He's guessing. But the other one, the pro, the rock star, they show up armed with theory. They pause and they think. They see symptoms, not just a broken part. So the pro's mind gets to work. They notice the lights only flicker when the big air conditioner kicks on. That's a massive clue. They start to form a theory.
There must be a high resistance connection somewhere, like a loose wire, that's causing a voltage drop when that big AC motor pulls a ton of current. So they go looking, and sure enough, they find a loose neutral lug in the panel. They tighten it down and boom, problem solved, and they just prevented a potential fire. That is theory in action. And this brings us right back to that main idea. Mastering this stuff isn't about passing a test. It's about fundamentally changing how you see the world. It's all about building what I like to call your theory brain. One of my old instructors had this perfect way of putting it. He said this: you learn to see the invisible. You could be standing in front of a completely dead panel, no lights, no nothing, but in your mind's eye, your theory brain can literally see the flow of electrons, and it can see exactly where they're getting stopped, maybe at a blown fuse. You see the problem before you even touch a meter. So look, whether you're a seasoned pro or you're just starting out, this is the mindset you want to build. The next time you walk up to an electrical puzzle, don't just see the wires and the metal boxes. Take a second and ask yourself, what is my theory brain seeing right now?